Okay, thank you. Good evening, everyone. And today, before starting the session, I would like to give you few tips. As such, while you are learning DevOps, you have to know that we have to go through several tools, firstly. And while we are going through several tools, we have to have some basic knowledge to work upon. But coming to this one, see, I can tell you that please go through if you want in-depth knowledge. I'll be starting several other sessions for you guys for each and every tool such as Ansible, Jenkins, Kubernetes as such. Apart from that, I'll be covering more than that here. So whatever the interesting things and whatever the things that are important for your DevOps, those will be covered in my class itself. Please be focused on these. And one more time, I'll be telling you this. I'm covering this session. I'm not discussing unnecessary things. That is the reason we can cover this DevOps entire syllabus in a very short span of time. Okay. I hope every one of you have gone through the yesterday's class. The recording is available in YouTube. I'll be informing my assistant to upload the rest of the classes also. First 5 classes are completely free. And guys, no other faculty will be giving you this because what other institutions or the faculties are doing. They'll be dividing one session into 5 to 10 sessions and they are providing it for free of cost. But if you have gone through my session, we are going to finish the entire Maven thing in today's and tomorrow's session. It's going to be end. That means within 5 classes, you are going to learn this Maven. This much of information I'm providing you and I'm giving you everything. So please be focused on this and learn properly. Okay. So do you have any questions in my previous class? Anil, can you please mute? Or if you have any question, please ask me. Otherwise, you can please mute it. Okay, then. That's great. So, okay, let's go through this. Let me recap the previous class, previous session. Okay, that is, let me share my screen. I already discussed everything with you guys. Let me recap with this. Let me share my screen. Okay, so initially the same thing as every day. I'm starting these classes. I'm teaching. Even I'm a CEO of a company, 2 companies, founder and CEO of 2 companies, and having a lot of experience in IT industry with several tools. And again, still, I'm giving you these classes to reach last mile. That means to reach even to the villages, everyone has to come into this industry. Okay. Okay. Let me move forward with the session. What we discussed yesterday, what is Maven, right? What is Maven and what are the different applications that we can build. And simply see, as I told you, to construct a building, we need several people. In the same way, to build it, we need several things here. As I discussed, I explained you about this build tool. What is this build tool and what are the things that are needed? See, if I would like to build a Java application, it is not possible solely with the Java, right? we need several other tools also with that. Otherwise, without having those things, we cannot build them. I explained you what is the open source software. Explain you what is the open source software. Open source software is created by many developers and they can be used by anyone, and they can modify accordingly. I gave you the example of Linux. Okay, Linux, Red Hat Linux. Red Hat has created, have modified the original Linux, and they have shared that version for security purposes, right? In such a way, this Maven is called open source software. And the second point that we're going to discuss in here is it is Maven is called a build tool. Okay, why we call it as a build tool? I clearly explained with an example that we are constructing a building. For that, we need several things, that is architects, designers, all the engineers, or the workers, contractor. As such, in this one, while we are building a Java application, web application, that we are looking for all these people. Who are they? These are, we can consider these things as people. In this, we need some frameworks such as Spring Boot framework, Hibernate, Ready, REST APIs, Kafka, and Redis. And for the security, to authenticate the secure people, Log4j for logs, to look into the logs. As such, we need all these tools. So do we need to install all these tools? Yes, earlier we need to install each and every tool from their websites, and now we are going to, each and everything has been automated through Maven, right? That is the task of Maven. That means it automates everything. So it is used for automation. We have discussed the automation cycle, that means build cycle in here in Maven. What is the first step in Maven cycle? That is compilation. I explained you what compilation is. I'll explain you again if you want. So coming to the compilation, after finishing this compilation, the next step is that testing, right? Compilation is, before the compilation, there is a process. What is that? Before the compilation, we have a simple process. That is not a simple process. Actually, that is the process. After that only compilation is possible. What is that process? That is source code. Writing a source code, yes, we have written, as developers has written a source code, and now we have entered into the step one, that is compilation. And then testing is like unit testing, that means testing the code, build code, and later on we have to package it into jar and var files. Okay, we have to package them into jar and var files, and then the next step is to install the packages, right? Okay, we have installed the package, and what is the next step that Maven is going to do? That is deploying it, right? This is it. So after deploying, we have got it, everything is done. Now the next one is that about Maven, which we have to know, is that Maven is doing this automation. How could this automation be possible? This is, how could this automation be possible? How? It is through POM file. What is this POM file? POM file is an XML file, that is project object model. Project object model file. We need project object model file to communicate with the Maven, because Maven is not going to understand the direct human being language. That is the reason we have to instruct Maven through pom.xml file, right? We're done with this pom.xml file. So I will explain you what exists inside the pom.xml file. Let us go to this once. In this pom.xml file, we'll be having model version, right? Model version. And the second one is that group ID. And the third one is that artifact ID. And the fourth one is that here the version. These are the things exist in this POM file. Model version, as I discussed earlier, I've discussed model version, group ID, artifact ID, version thing yesterday itself, and day before yesterday. And again, we'll be discussing them in depth today in our class. Let's go back to this one. So what is that automation? How this automation process is going to be happen? It is through stages of compilation. As I told you, the compilation process, this is the process, compilation process. The first step in the compilation process is we have to write the source code. Who has to write the source code? Does the DevOps operator, does the DevOps team, is going to write it? No, it's not. The developers are going to write the source code in Java, .NET, etc. So while we have created any Java file, we can make it as .java file or sample.java file. After creating this, we are going to compile that, and we have to compile that, and after that, it is going to be converted into bytecode. The compilation files are going to be stored in .class files. Okay, bytecode is that binary code. It means computer can understand only the binary code. Then it is going to be sent to the Java virtual machine. In that Java virtual machine, everything is happening. That means it is going to understand. That means we are going to convert the compilation process into the computer understandable format. Now it is going to be shown us the output. So at this juncture, I would like to tell you one thing, that if we have created 100 Java files, it is going to be created 100 classes, and then we are going to package them and we'll be getting the output. This is how we have done. And the next one is the most important process that I explained in my last session, that is Maven installation. Can anyone answer me these questions, such as what are the things exist in Maven installation? Can anyone answer me these questions, such as let me tell you, let me ask you this question. After install, what are the prerequisites to install this Maven? What is the prerequisite to install Maven? Is it automatically be installed? Is this possible? I told you to download a file from somewhere, right? What is that file? Yeah, someone answered. Yes, ZDK. Actually, it is not ZDK. It is a different file, that is Java file. That means Java software. We have to install Java software. In the software, we will be having a JDK folder and JRE folder. That means, of course, we can say it JDK. That is JDK 8. You can say that JDK 8 that we are going to download. When we downloaded that, we'll be getting JDK and JRE. That's good. Good, Nilima. And after getting into this one, okay, this is a good thing that at least one person had answered me. And what is the next step that we have to do? Now we have installed it, right? What is the next step that I have to do? Can anyone tell me this one? See, this is a very important process. You'll be getting questions in interview also from Maven. Very important process that you have to know the installation, you have to know the paths, you have to know several things in Maven. As I already explained, I have covered several things in whichever useful for your interview thing. Tell me. What is the next step that you have to do? Simply, we have to set Java home, right? Where? In the environment variables. What are the different types of environment variables? We have two environment variables, that is system and account based. System is global and we are going to install in the system variable. Guys, I'm discussing my last session. This is just a revision. I'm not going to discuss today's session. After finishing this recap, I'll be starting today's session. That is the reason I'm going too fast. Don't worry, you'll be having this recording, this previous session recording. So please go through that, because I don't want to waste your time. That is the reason I'm taking very fast this one for recap. Okay. The next step is that we are going to install this in system variable. We already installed this in system variable. We have to set up the path, right? Yesterday we set up the path, and then what is the next step? While we are dealing with this one, what is the next step that we have to do? The next is setting the Java path, right? We have set up the Java home, and then we have to set up the Java path. So do remember this, guys. Very important that we have to set up these paths, and after that we have to download Maven software, as I discussed how to download this Maven software. And what is the, tell me anyone, what is the command for verifying that Maven got installed or not, whether it is successfully running or not? What is the command that I have to use? Can anyone tell me this one? Anyone, please? Yesterday I discussed this. What is the command that I'm going to use, that whether Maven installed or not? Maven got installed or not? Tell me, what is that? So yesterday someone asked me that we are going to practice the session that I have to install. So I was very happy at the time. So please be, yeah, it is, yeah, it's good. It is MVN space hyphen version. It is not MVN version. Yes, Mohan Sharma, yes, you're right. MVN space hyphen version. And then, yeah, Nilima, it is not NVM, it is MVN. Very good. Thanks for the answers. Okay, done. We are done with the yesterday's recap. Okay, I'll be providing you if you need some links. Yes, that's right. It is MVN space hyphen version. Now it is going to display as whatever the thing that exists, right? Okay, then the next one is that, see, I have to tell you that we are going to start today's class, that is Maven. In here, we are going to discuss today, we are going to discuss how to create an application through Maven. There is a procedure that we are going to follow while we are dealing with these applications. What is that procedure? Okay, let me go through that. Okay, are you able to see my whiteboard? Please confirm me, guys. Are you able to see? I guess you're able to see this whiteboard. Okay. So here, before going to the next session, yes, thank you. Thanks for the confirmation. Okay, that's great. Now we have to, there are several things exist in this. Before we are going to deal with this Maven, by creating a Maven application, we have to know several things. Those are, what are the different applications that we are going to create? What are the different applications? Different applications that we are going to create in here are, see, the first one is that the application is standalone application. If you are already working in soft IT industry, that you are aware of this standalone application. Right? Okay, what is the standalone application? The standalone application, it is very simple, that it can be executed independently and produce an output. What is that? It is executed independently and provides us output. That is a standalone application. Here we have the second one, that is a web application. First one is a standalone application, and the second one is that web application. Of course, since inception, we are discussing only the web application, right? So today also, we are going to discuss this web application itself. Okay, so how to create this web application? Firstly, I would like to know how to create this web application. Yes, there is a procedure. Simply, I will explain you how to create this web application through a command. What is that? Let me write it here. I'm writing it here. To create standalone project. That means here while we're creating it, we are creating the standalone project, guys. We're going to create standalone project. we have to use the following command. And don't worry that I'm going to directly discuss this command. Do not worry about it. It is common practice that we are going to use this command. I already worked with Java. That is the reason I'm explaining you in depth on this Java related to the Maven. Please do not worry about it and please be focused. Okay, so can someone please mute yourself? I'm getting disturbance. Okay, so here we are going to use. Okay, I'm sorry, I have to mute you here. Okay, so here the command that I'm going to use is that, see, I'm taking one more line here. Okay, I guess now it is visible properly. Okay, so see, please be focused on this, guys. MVN archetype generate. Okay, MVN archetype generate. Okay, generate hyphen. Is this not visible? I'm just writing MVN archetype generate. Please confirm me. Are you able to see this MVN archetype colon generate? Can you please confirm me? Is it visible? Okay. So the other people, are you able to see this? Yes, someone responded. No. Yeah, 1 second. Let me reshare this again. Please confirm me. Are you able to see this now? Yes, that's great. Okay. Okay. Okay, from here, I'm taking this MVN archetype colon generate and then space hyphen D group ID is equals to in dot cyberguy dot ww. Okay, I'm just assuming this one. And the next one is that D artifact ID is equal to one sample app. Okay, and then the archetype artifact ID is equal to Maven archetype hyphen quick start. And then D interactive mode is equal to false. Okay. I hope you are able to see these, right? So while we are creating an application, that the standalone application, the procedure is like, firstly, we have to use a command which is of mvn archetype generate space hyphen d group id is equal to in dot cyberguy.ww. It means it is a simple, that is of server URL which we have to fetch here to get it, right? And the next one is that the artifact ID, that is simply I have given the app name, and archetype artifact ID is that it is simply that we are creating a standalone project. That is the reason I have taken that Maven archetype, and then the interactive mode is equal to false, because I don't want and I don't want to use interactive mode, because while we are dealing with this interactive mode, I have to have go through the interactive mode. That means they will each and every time if I enter if I made it true, each and every time it will ask me what is the D group ID. I have to give the D group ID. And what is D artifact ID? I have to give D artifact ID. And what is D archetype artifact ID? I have to give that one also. In such a way, it will be going to ask. So to save time and to skip that, I am using this D interactive mode as false. Yes. Now, hey, Cyberguy, now I got a question that I'm not able to understand. What is this D? D is an argument that we are going to supply. Simply, D is an argument that we are going to supply. That means after D, that is the argument that we are supplying. Now we have got it that the standalone application, while we are dealing with the standalone application, we have to use it. I will tell you and I will show you how to use this. Do not worry about it. Don't get confused. I'll be using each and every part. I'll be showing you practically how to use it. Okay. What is that? What is the command that you're going to deal with? Well, we are dealing with the application, that is mvn archetype generate space hyphen d group id is equal to that id hyphen d artifact id is equal to that one sample app. That means app sample. Next one as hyphen d archetype artifact id, that is maven archetype, and then that is whether we want it in interactive mode or not. We have to give them. Okay. Now this is the command I'll be sharing with you guys. This command, you just have to use this command while we are creating it. Okay, do not worry about it. Firstly, let me create this for you. Okay, let me create this. Before that, I would like to explain what is this, what are the things that exist. Let me share my screen. Okay, so the next one, that we are using a standalone application. Now we are using a standalone application, right? In the standalone application, what do we need to do? That is simply the first one, we have to write the command. What is that command? What is that command? I just told you what is that command. Just told you. Simply this one, mvn archetype colon generate hyphen d group id d artifact id d archetype artifact id and the interactive mode. This is a thing that we are going to use. And the next thing that we have to know, that what is this, the first one, that is archetype. What is this archetype? It means it is simply, archetype is like what type of project, what is the type of project that we are going to use. What is the type of project? Maven gives several types of projects. In here, in the first step, in our class, we are going to discuss about the standalone project in Java, because I have experience in even Java. That is the reason I'm focusing on the Java. I guess, are you able to see my screen, guys? Yes. Okay. So you are able to see my this one, right? PPT. Okay. Let me stop it and reshare it. I don't know what's happening. Now, yes, now you're able to see, tell me, confirm me. I guess you're able to, yes, now I can see that I'm able to, you are able to see my screen. That's great. Now, let's go with this one. First of all, archetype. Archetype is simply that what type of project that we are going to create. And the second one is that, second one, what is the second one that we have used here? The second one is that group ID. What is that group ID? What is that group ID? Group ID is simply the company name or the project name, company name or the project name that we are allocating or associated with that particular group ID. And then artifact ID. What is that artifact ID? Artifact is simply, we can call it for now, we can call it as a module. Module is simply, we can say that module is a part of a project. That is a particular module that we are working for. And the next one is that packaging. The next one is that packaging. How we want to package it, our Java application. The next one is packaging. Packaging is simply how we want this application to be, the format of the application to be. That means it is simply in jar or var files. I will tell you why these jar and var files exist in here. Now, let me show you one thing that I guess you are able to see my screen. So I'm just moving out of this one. So here, this is a project, right? This is a project that I have in here. So what I'm planning to do is that I'm going to do that. I have created a build tool. I have created a build tool. I have already created a build tool here for your reference. I'm again going through it here. If you have gone through that, see in this, see the path here, click here and type CMD. Simply, we are directly entering into that particular path from your command. Okay, you have just entered into the command prompt. Now, where you are, see users, cyber, my DevOps, batch 12, and here we have created a folder called build tool. Okay, I have already created this build tool folder. Okay, so let me check before this. See, before this, now for your reference, for your case, you are not going to get anything in here. For in your case, you are not going to get anything because you are recently you have started building your Maven. That is the reason nothing will show for you. See, for me, it is showing. For me, it is showing Maven app. But for your case, it is not going to be shown that what is this Maven, whatever we call it as Maven app. It is not going to be shown for you guys. So you have to do what you have to do here. Come to this one. In this, click on this. Now type CMD and you are going to see this command prompt. And here you have to create that Maven. What is that? How are you going to create this? Simply, I just gave you the command, right? mvn archetype generate -d group id is equal to .cyberguy d artifact id is equal to 01 maven app, okay, space d t archetype, sorry, we have done with archetype, right? Artifact id is equal to maven 0 maven app and hyphen d archetype artifact id is equal to maven hyphen archetype quick start hyphen d interactive mode is equal to false. Interactive mode is equal to false. Okay. This is a command that you have to use. So once you click on enter, it is going to show the Maven. See, I have created the name 01 hyphen Maven hyphen app. I have used this command and then created what has been created. That is simply Maven app has been created. See, Maven app has been created. Let me show you one more thing that if we go to this one, let me show you one more thing here. Let me open the private window. Yeah, Spring one. See, this is I already show you this one. I have shown you earlier the same thing, Maven. Click on this, and this is something like this. And then the dependencies and jar file. If I click on generate, we have got it like downloads, now demo. See, earlier I have shown you guys, right? See, this is a file that if I edit the same with the let me open that edit. Yes. See, this is a POM file. This is the POM file. Earlier, I have downloaded and shown you. This is the POM file, right? So it is automatically have created. It has created all these files automatically, right? In the same way, in our thing also, in our project also, here in the build tool, see, these files have been created. See, first of all, initially, Maven app has been created, right? Maven created. If you click on that, it has created source, right? It has created source. The rest of this one, we have created source. In the source, main, Java, see, source, Java, and in cyber, in here, app.java has been created, right? In here, app.java has been created. See, and coming to the test one, see, this is the file that has been created. Which one? The Java file has been created here. See, this is a Java file which has created. Please observe this one. This is very important. App test.java. It has been created. While we are dealing with this one, I would like to tell you one thing. See, the first one, that folder structure. Folder structure. What is this folder structure? I have already told you that the folder structure is very important for us. So you don't know folder structure. Maven automatically creates a folder structure. That how is this one? Let me show you that also. Let me stop sharing the screen. I'll be showing you that one, folder structure. Okay, whiteboard. I'm taking a whiteboard. I'm taking a new whiteboard. Please confirm me, are you able to see this? Yes. Okay, that's great. Okay, so here I'll tell you this one. Here I have created a Maven project. Automatically, few things exist in here. See, if you have created this Maven project, here the main, firstly SRC, and then main. Inside the main, again, it is going to be created Java. And then test file, test file, test file, inside the test file. Only empty board is visible. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know that white. Sorry, let me reshare this. Okay. Are you able to see this? Yes. Okay. That's good. Thank you. Okay. Now I'm writing. Yes. Okay. That's great. Thanks for the confirmation. See, here I'm creating a Maven project. Okay. I'm creating a Maven project. Now, in here, while created Maven project, the files which are going to be created are SRC, that means source, main, inside the main Java, and then test inside this test, then form.xml. Okay. See, yeah, observe this. Now observe this. This is somewhere like here, Maven project has created, right? Maven project has created. Automatically, the other files were created. See, where the branch, see, hierarchy of the branches. See this one here, SRC, main, test, all these things are in a same branch, right? SRC, So see the main, SRC, main, POM. These are in the same branch. That means here we are getting the structure as such like SRC, main, Java. And next one is SRC, test, Java. Test, Java. This is a structure. Why this? What is the difference between these two types of files? SRC main, Java, and SRC test, it is test Java. Okay, this is also Java. SRC test Java. What is the reason behind it? Why? What is the difference between these? Here in the SRC main Java, we are going to write the app source code. In the SRC main Java, we are going to write app source code. And coming to this SRC test Java, we are going to test it like unit testing. That means what is this unit testing? These Java files are going to be created. We are going to test the code, the existing code, the written code we are going to test. See here, do remember this, the POM file also created. See, as I have shown you here in these files, see, the app has been created, right? Immediately, see guys, the app has been created. Immediately, SRC and POM files created. What are the things exist in SRC? Main, test. See, in SRC, main, test. These two files exist. In SRC, main, test. And then, see, in the main, again, we are having Java. And coming to the test, we are having Java. That is the difference. I just explained you guys. Maven project. These are the two files, two folders. SRC main Java and SRC test Java. What is the difference between these two? SRC main Java. That we are going to write app source code, right? In SRC main Java, we are going to write app source code. Why I am emphasizing these many times on these folders and this useless stuff? No, yeah, the interviewer are going to ask you these questions, these paths. What is the difference? What is the difference between these two files? And what is this file? This contains unit testing. It is for unit testing. It is simply testing the existing code. Okay, who's going to do it? No, you don't worry. DevOps guys are not going to do it. Don't worry about it. Okay, please be reminded of this one, POM file. This is very important file. I already explained you what is the reason behind using this POM file. What is this POM file? Firstly, what is the abbreviation? Today also I discussed that abbreviation. What is this POM file, right? I hope you have remembered this one. What is this POM file? Tell me. Can anyone tell me? It is simply project object model. This is POM file is like project object model. Okay, this file is going to communicate with Maven and says what are the dependencies that I would like to download. That is the reason we are going to use this. Now, I already explained you what is this POM file, right? Let me go through the next one. So now, yes, Cyberguy, that's great that you are using this. We people have learned it and we got the project structure, project folder structure and everything. Now, how could I know that? What are the dependencies exist? Of course, dependencies you came to know that, and how to write in XML file that what is the code, what are the tags that needs to be used inside my XML file. How to use that? Can you please tell me? Yes, guys, I'll be there for you. You can, I will tell you what to write in them. See, firstly, let me show this. Maven, we have a POM file here, right? See, I'm editing this POM file here. See, model version, group ID, artifact ID, packaging, version, name, URL, dependencies. See, these are the dependencies. Now, how could I know these dependencies and how could I bring them here? Please tell me. Yeah. Of course. See, it is, please do not worry about it. You don't know any XML language, you don't know anything. Don't worry that you are going to deal with all these things. No, no worries about it. Let me tell you how to do this. It is very simple job. There are several websites are available. Okay, here several websites are available. Let me open one for you guys. Okay, this one, MVN repository. Okay, MVN repository. See, this is the MVN repository. MVN repository is, see, do remember this one, this portal name URL mvnrepository.com. You can simply Google it, MVN repository, then you will be getting the first link, that is MVN repository. Now, to work with this, what do I need to do? What is the first dependency that I'm looking for? I have to have Spring, right? That is the reason. So in the search bar, I have typed Spring and I clicked on search. It is showing me these are the Spring files. Now, what is the Spring file that I'm looking for? Spring Core. Click on this. Now, see several files. There are lots of files, plenty of versions are available. So whichever you want, you just click on that, click on anything, click on any file. See, we came to know that. See, this is a magic. Bang. We came to know that. See, this is the file. This is a Spring file. We can simply see there is no need of copying this sentence, this line. Just copy from dependency to dependency. Copy, copy, and go to this file. And here, do remember this? Before last dependency slash dependencies. See, dependency is different. Dependencies are different. Dependencies, that means plural. There are several dependencies. Dependency is singular. That means we have just copied the dependency now. That is the reason we are going to paste it over here. See, if you see this, I have pasted that dependency here. See, I have taken this version, so I have pasted that dependency here and then click on save. Just go back now. We are done with this dependency addition. That means this process, the process of having that dependency and writing that dependency inside an XML file, that is POM XML file, pom.xml, that is called adding a dependency. If someone asks you that, how could you, what is the process that are going to be entered inside a POM XML file? If I would like to enter some dependency, what is that process called? It is simply addition of dependency, adding the dependency. And what is the process of adding the dependency? We will be having, there is no need of worry about it. There are several tools are available that which are providing us the dependencies. Otherwise, we can easily copy them and we can go through the versions. Based on the version, we can write group ID, artifact ID, and version. What are the things exist inside a dependency? What are the things, what are the tags exist inside the dependency? Group ID, artifact ID, version, and scope. The scope, it does not exist for everything. For this one, see, group ID, artifact ID, and version. These are common for all. See, if you observe, group ID, artifact ID, version. These are all common for each and every dependency. Understood, guys? Understood? That's great. I hope you understood this concept. Let me move forward. So we have added the dependencies. Now, my question is that immediately, okay, Cyberguy, now you came to we came to know that these are the dependencies exist and we can copy those dependencies from there. And is it possible that in the real time also we are going to do the same task? And meanwhile, we are going to deal that thing only inside our company also. So now in the external thing for teaching purpose, I told you all this. And what happening? What is the process that is happening inside my company, right? This might be your question, guys, right? So let me go to that one also. Okay, we have discussed this archetype, group ID, artifact, and packaging. Now, the next part is that, see, while we are dealing with this dependencies, there are, how do this Maven is going to download these dependencies, right? This is the question. I will tell you. It is going to be downloaded from the repositories. That is art. From there only, we are going to download the dependencies. Guys, do remember that I have already explained what is the dependency. Again, I'm telling you this. What is the dependency? Dependency is that to build, for example, to construct a house, we need a contractor, a civil engineer, an architect, workers, all these people are required, and material also required. In such a way, while we are building an application in Maven, we need several dependencies such as Spring, Hibernate, just an example, Log4j, security, and such tools, right? And several plugins, all these things are required for me, right? That is the reason I'm downloading all those dependencies, right? So now, what is the procedure? There are several repositories in Maven. There are several repositories. What are those repositories? First one is that central repository. First repository is that central repository. And second one is that local repository. Second one is that local repository. And third one is that remote repository. Third one is the remote repository. Okay, these repositories exist. Okay, how Maven is going to communicate? I already explained you. How Maven is going to communicate with everything? Tell me. There is a single thing that Maven is going to communicate with each and every part. What is that? Can anyone tell me? That's great. Yes, it is through pom.xml file. Now what we need here? We need pom.xml. Pom.xml. Now, what is the next task? Now we have repositories and we have the pom.xml file. What is the next thing that we have to do? That we have to have a project to add all these dependencies, right? So there is a project. There is an example. Let us say it is a Java project. Now what do I need to do? I need to have to add the dependencies. I need to add the dependency. Now I added the dependency, right? If I would like to have, I have to add the dependency. Yes, I have added the dependency. I added the dependency to pom.xml file. I added the dependency to pom.xml file, right? I added the dependency to pom.xml file. Now, what is the immediate task that pom.xml file is going to do? Tell me. It is going to search for, before this, I will tell you one thing. I forgot that. What is central repository? Central repository is that the main repository that is maintained by Apache server itself. And what is this local repository? Local repository is that it is in our local system. What is a remote repository? Remote repository is that somewhere it is in the cloud or somewhere which is accessible, right? These are the things. Repository. These are the three repositories. Okay, now we have added the dependency into the pom.xml file. Now immediately what this pom.xml file is going to do, it is going to search that particular dependency. For example, I would like to have Spring, okay, Spring framework. So I added the dependency to my pom.xml file. So where this pom.xml file is going to search for that Spring framework, it is going to search in local repository. Initially, that is the first step. In the first step, it is going to search in local repository. Okay, that's great. In the local repository, it is searching. If that particular Spring framework, it is available in local repository. That's great. It is available. Now it is going to be added to the project. It is going to be added to the project. The dependency is going to be added to the project. What if it is not available? Any guess? What if that particular dependency is not available in the local repository? What is the next step that is going to do? Simple. See, if it is not available, it is going to search in central repository. Okay. If that doesn't exist in that doesn't exist in local repository, it is going to search in central repository. And from there, okay, that's great. In central repository, I have searched it. That means, for example, as of now, I have just shown you that the dependency, when I show you the dependency, I told you to not copy a particular line. Do you remember that? That line is the URL of that particular dependency. Okay. So it is automatically going to be searched in central repository. In the central if it is available in the central repository, immediately what it does, it is not going to add into the project. Do you remember this? It is not going to add into the project. It is going to download that particular dependency to the local repository. Download to the local repository, and from there, it is going to send to the project. It is going to send or add to the project. Now our dependency is over. Now my next question. Okay. Yeah, cyber guy, this is okay. This is a general process that you explain me. Then I would like to have real time. How this real time work is going to be happen. So once I join in a company, they were recruited me, and once I join in the company, how would I do that? Before this, any question? Do you have any question? What is the reason? See, here, why do we need to maintain a separate remote repository for a company? Let me tell you first one. First question is that in real time, you have to depend on, see, in the real time, this XML file is directly searching from the remote repository. Remote repository. Who is going to maintain that remote repository? The company is going to maintain that remote repository. The central repository is going to be maintained by Apache server, and the local repository is in our local system, and the remote repository is going to be maintained by the company itself. Now, my question, and you try to answer this question. Yes, Cyberguy. Now the Spring framework is available in local. If it is not available in local, I can directly download it from central repository. What is the need of storing these repositories in a remote repository by the company? What is the need of it? This is my question, guys. Anyone can answer this question. What is the need of it? Any guesses? Okay, let me explain this. It is very simple concept. See, I have shown you earlier, I have shown you several files in the MVN repository, right? In the MVN repository, I have shown you several files. Let me go to that also again. Okay, let me go to that once so that you can understand. See this one. This is a repository that I have downloaded, right? See, anything found in here? Anything found in here suspicious, or which are some daunting, doubtful? See, simply these things: 2 vulnerabilities, 3 vulnerabilities, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are bugs, right? These people are going to fix these bugs, and then they're going to release a newer version. in the previous versions, they are finding some bugs. After finding those bugs, they are going to create a newer version. Now, if I am the one who is going to deal with it, see, let me tell you, see, here, this is the central repository. This is central repository. Okay. Now, I have downloaded from the central repository. This is the downloaded version. Downloaded Spring from this frame 1.1, 1.2. So I have added this to my project. Okay. I have added this to my project. So the company or someone who has built this repository 1.2, they came to know that some problems exist and some bugs were there in this particular version. Now they would like to change or call back, change this version to 1.23. 1.3 version is going to be changed. So we have used this 1.2 version to build our project. What if they have changed this 1.3 version to from 1.2 version to our project? What is the output? What is the impact on our project? Our project is facing the issue that it is going to be completely vanished because of this change in the version. It is a biggest problem because we are using the older version, but they have fixed those bugs and the code is going to be changed entirely. Now it is going to be impact. It is going to be showing impact on our project. This is the reason we are going to use a new repository that is called, what is that repository? Remote repository. That is the reason we used to use remote repository. Then if anything fixed here, we can fix in here, then we can deploy in here. Then our project is not going to face any issue. Understood, guys? Clear? Okay. Let us go with the next one. Here, we're just entering into this here. Okay. Now, let me recap this again. Here, dependency is going to be added. Once dependency added into pom.xml file, it is going to search initially in the local repository. What is the dependency? I have shown you the dependency such as Spring Framework. So it is going to search in the local repository. If it is not exist in this local repository, then it is going to be search for a central repository. In this, if it exists, then it is going to be downloaded from that central repository to local repository. From there, it is going to be added to the Java project. If it is directly available in the local project, it is directly adding this into our Java project. In real time, this pom.xml file is going to be searching in remote repository because we are not going to depend on these central repositories. We are going to depend on these remote repositories, okay, to have no impact on our project. This is what our repository concept. Okay, guys. Now this is done. We are done with this repository part. And now we are going to discuss goals. What are the goals? Okay. Goals. Maven goals. There are several Maven goals. The important goals are like, I will tell you here. The first goal is that clean. The second one is that compile. The third goal is test. The fourth goal is package. And the fifth goal is install. So this may be an important one, which you'll be getting some questions in this concept. That is, what are these Maven goals? What is the reason behind using of these Maven goals? I will explain you after explaining this one. You'll be coming to know that what exists in this one. Okay. I told you here, as I explained you, this is a project that we just created, build a tool, and in here we have created a project that is Maven app. Here, let me close this one first. Then let me open this CMD. Where are we now? We are in user, my username, and from there my folder, subfolder, and subfolder. From there, this is build tool, and from there I have created the app, that is Maven app. Inside the Maven app, do remember this, I am inside this Maven app, right? What does this mean? If someone is asking you a question, then how would you execute a particular goal? Let me say clean is a goal, right? How would you execute this clean goal? Okay, see, I would execute this clean goal in such a way that I have to enter inside the project. See, inside the project, I have created the project inside a build tool. This is called the project. Okay, one Maven app is the project name. I have to enter inside the project. Remember this. I have to enter inside the project. So I am using the first one is that clean. What is this goal? The first clean goal that, see here, if we go to the project, nothing exists in here, right? We have just seen source and pom.xml file. Let me execute this. What is the command? What is the command for executing this clean goal? What is that command? Simply mvn clean. Use this command in your command prompt. And what is this? What is the goal of this particular clean goal? What is the definition of this one? What is the exact work of this particular clean goal? This clean goal is going to delete all the particular files which are not associated with this particular project. That means it is cleaning the entire project. Now let us try to clean them. I have to show you here itself. I have to show here itself. I have to show this here itself. Okay. See, this is the file. Now I am cleaning it. Okay. MVN, I'm executing MVN clean. So what is happening? See, let me see this. What is happening? Something is happening here. See, it is scanning for projects. Guys, please observe this. When I executed clean goal through the command mvn space clean, it is scanning for projects. It is scanning for project, and it is scanning which one? See, Maven clean plugin. That means it is cleaning this particular plugin. Clean plugin. Plugin is going to be clean in here. That means next one. What is this? What is the message that we have shown? It has shown success. If it is not clean, it is not executed. If the command is not executed, it is going to be failed, right? Okay. This is a clean command that I'm going to use. Now, what I have to do? what I have to do? After cleaning this, I have to compile. What do I need to compile? I have to compile a Java program. Why do I need to compile a Java program? Because computer is not going to understand this language, and it has to understand the binary code language. To convert into that particular binary code language, we are going to use the command called, use the goal called compile. Let me see, observe here also. Okay, in this folder section, observe this, what is happening. I am executing the goal compile. See here, two files exist now, right? And what is happening in this? Let me see. Are you sensing something in here? Anything happened here? Anything happened? Earlier, here we are having only source and pom.xml file. Now there is a new folder created, that is target. Remember this, target folder created. That means, as I explained you guys earlier, whenever we created, compiled, whenever created a program, it is going to be stored in this .java file. Okay. After compilation, we have created source code. After compilation, what's happening? This abc.java is going to be converted into abc.class file, right? See, I just compiled it, and it is showing it has created target folder, and then classes folder, it has created app.class. Okay, now you understood this concept, I guess. Let me go to this target. Okay, I have generated, I have used clean goal, and then I have used compile goal, and I have compiled these. What now? You might be having a simple question that, Cyberguy, if I would like to compile all the files, is this compile command is only for a single Java file or the multiple files? You can compile all the files. That means multiple files. Now, I would like to, now I have a question. Earlier I used compile. See, what happens in here when I use this command mvn compile, what happened here? See, it is building this one, and what has been done with this? It is going through Maven resources plugin, and then Maven compiler plugin, and then only it has shown success. Are you sensing it? See, these two tasks has been done. Now my question is that I have used, I have just executed clean goal, and I have executed compile goal. Is this possible to do, or is it possible to perform multiple goals at a time? Is it possible to perform multiple goals at a time? Let us check it. Let us try to do it. See, how many files are there? 3 files. Let us check it, whether what is going to be happen in that. Okay, I will use clean, or I will execute clean and compile both the commands. Let us see what's happening. Have you sensed anything here? Target was removed, that means cleaned. Target was cleaned and then again created. It means cleaned with the clean command and compiled with the compile command. Okay, so now it is done. Now cleaning is done, compiling is done. What do I need to do after in the build process? What is the next step that I will be having? The next step is that testing. Test it. Right. How do I test it? I will test it through the command mvn test. Okay. What is that? Unit test. That means code testing. Code testing. Now I will execute. I will try to execute this command. Let us see what is it going to be do. MVN test command. See, success or not? Success. What it has done? It has gone through Maven resources. It has gone through Maven compiler, Maven resources plugin, compiler plugin, and Surefire plugin. It has gone through all these things, and then now test result is going to be shown to for us for this particular app. Test run, one test run, failures are 0, errors are 0, script 0, time elapsed 0.011 seconds. This is the result. That means success. Finally, we succeeded in doing this test. Okay. Now we have done 4 steps. The 3 steps: cleaning, compilation, and testing. What is the next step I have to do? I have to package them. Package in the form of jar or var, right? Jar or var. Now here, what is it going to be done? What is the reason behind it? Okay, let us see. What is the purpose of this particular package command? What is the command for this? Maven MVN package. With making use of this command, it is going to be packaging all the successful things. Okay, now MVN package. Okay, I'll be executing the 4th goal, that is MVN package. Okay, now see, this is done. It has been packaged. Now what do I need to do? What do I need to do? I have to install. Next one is that install. In our process, we need to install. What is the command for installation? MVN install. Let us try to do this. Okay, for you might be having this one. See here, without the target also we can directly package it. See, target. I remove this one. Now let me compile it. MVN clean compile. See, target file created, right? Even it is deleted, no problem. It is going to build again. Now the next one, MVN install. What is it going to do? Installation in the local, that is build success. Okay, success. Now we came to know that the success. Now you may be asking this question, hey, is there any possibility that without wasting my time, is there any possibility that I can skip all these commands and I can directly use any particular command? Yes, it is. You can see, let us delete this, and now we will try to execute that directly with a command without wasting a minute. We can directly use this command, that is MVN package. See here, there is no target folder shown. Here I'm showing that I'm executing. So the target folder, I have to compile it. Then only I'm able to see this target folder, right? Now there is nothing has shown in here. I have not compiled it. Directly I'm packaging it. Is that possible? Let us check it, whether it is possible or not. Bang. See, it's possible. It's possible what it has done. See, Maven Zar plugin. And now it has gone through these steps. See, these are the several steps it has followed. And then it has shown the result, that is build success. Okay. Now what we have done, we have learned today, we have learned several of those things, such as how to get those dependencies initially, how we are going to get this. I have explained the command, what is the command that I am going to use. Firstly, which is the application that we are going to create? Standalone application. To get the standalone application, I have given you the command. That is, what is the command? Can anyone post it? Yeah, what is that particular command here? Simply, it is, I'm waiting for your answer. So, okay, let me tell you this one. MVN archetype :generate -d group ID, and you have to give the group ID, and d artifact ID, you have to give the app name, and d archetype artifact ID, you have to give the module name, and quick start and I have to disable interactive mode, right? After this, how this process is going to happen? It is through, after finishing every task, it is going to search in the repositories. What are the repositories? First of all, what is the folder structure exists in here? In this, the folder structure is like Maven project and the SRC main test. In these folder structure, as I have already shown you guys in my discussion, see, this is a Maven folder. These are the files, folders automatically created inside the source main test. Inside the main, Java file exists, and inside the test also, Java file exists. See, inside the test also, Java folder exists. And then we came to know that source main Java and source test Java. What is the difference between source main Java and source test Java? Source main Java is like to write the app source code, and source test Java is like to test the source code. That is what we have done. Now, after this, we came to know that the dependencies which we have to install, how to write the code. I don't know XML, so don't worry. There are several websites that exist in there for copying them and pasting them in the form.xml file. After that, Maven, how this Maven is going to download these dependencies. There is a process which it is going to follow. It is going to deal with the repositories. That is, first one is central repository and local repository and remote repository, and the next one is pom.xml. And for all these things are required for what? For create a project. For this, immediately we have added the dependencies. After adding the dependencies, POM file is going to search in the local repository. If that is available in the local repository, it is directly going to be added into the project. If it is not available in the local repository, it is going to search in central repository, and from there it is going to download it into the local repository, and from there it is going to add into the Java project. And if the central repository is maintained by Apache server and local repository is inside our system, and the remote repository is going to be maintained by the company, what is the reason behind maintaining those remote repository? Because their builds, that means the tools which were created by in the central repository, there might be bugs were there. So after that, the people, those who have created them, they realize that there is a bug. They are going to change the code inside. Then it is going to impact on project. That is the reason we are relying on the remote repository. In the real time in your company, if something has added dependencies added to the pom.xml file, it is directly going to search in the remote repository. This is what the one. Next one, it is simply that the next task is that we have learned today. We have learned the last one is that the Maven goals. The purpose of Maven goals I already explained you with making a use of an example, all the examples. Firstly, we have to clean them. See, before creating this project, we have no target file exists in that particular folder inside the project. Once we created a project, Maven project, it automatically create src folder and pom.xml file. Whatever the thing, what that means, if you want to execute this, you have to change, you have to enter the dependencies inside this pom.xml file, edit it and add the dependencies. From there, you have to save it, and then you can directly go to this folder, and here cmd, it is going to open command prompt. There you have to perform your operations. You have to perform your Maven goals. That is clean goal, compile goal, test goal, package goal, install goal. Clean goal is like to clean the entire folder inside the project. That means the class folder. See, I'm just using again mvn clean. What is happening? Just observe this. This is success. In left side, left pane, the target folder has been removed. And now I'm using m1 compile. It is going to compile. It is going to create the latest file, that is target folder. And now I have to test it. I'm using mvn test. So now it is going to test and show us the test results. And again, after testing, I wanted to package, I will be using MVN package. Then it is going to package into jar file. And you may be asking a question that why it is in the jar file? Because we are not creating a web application. Var file is for web application, jar file is for Java standalone application. That is the reason we have created. It has created Java jar package. After creating the package, I have created that install, that is mvn install. Now it is going to be installed in the package, sorry, inside the Maven project. This is what today's discussion will be discussing. Tomorrow I guess mostly mvn part is going to be finished, and tomorrow is the last class for the fifth class. Tomorrow will be the fifth class, and if you would like to attend from sixth class onwards, you have to pay fees. Okay, fees is very less. I guess it is very less. Fees only. See, I'm providing you the quality classes, right? If you feel it is not quality, then you just inform me. See, fees is only 4,999, 4,999 only. The same course in the market they are charging in here in India minimum of 20K they are charging, and in abroad, that is, we cannot say those words. So I'm not going to discuss. See, so very affordable price. This price also just for making you to focus on your learning. Okay, otherwise I can provide you these courses for free of cost. Okay, please help me in promoting my channel, YouTube channel and Telegram channel. Okay, simply YouTube channel is like I have already posted that youtube.com at Cyberguy training. I'll be providing you Linux classes or any other free classes, several classes inside that one, and all these 5 videos available inside that Cyberguy training YouTube channel. I have just latestly created this channel and created this Telegram channel also. Please promote them, and please make sure to inform as many people as you can. Then most of the people are going to be reachable, and most of the people are going to get these courses at affordable price. And sooner or later, I'm going to start Splunk, Splunk Informatica, Splunk Informatica, and SOC training, cyber security training. These courses are going to be planning for now, and I'll be planning, and whichever the demanded courses, every course I'm going to start. Okay, so Please pay the fees. I'll be sharing you the link or phone pay for people, international students. I'll be sharing you the link, and for Indian people, I'll be sharing you the QR code, phone pay QR code. You can share it through that. Okay. And any questions from your end? Any question? Please share this for as many people as you can. Okay. So that it will be reachable to each and every person. Okay. I guess you have no questions. Okay. Then we can wrap up the call. So thank you so much. Thanks for your patience, and share it. Please share it. Please make it reachable for everyone. Thank you.